Hello everyone, welcome back to 0Player. Last time we made a little bit of progress, including some puzzles that had really stumped me. We did this puzzle, and we figured it out by, indeed, we brought these pieces out here, around, and into this puzzle so we could create a circuit. And it was pretty cool. And then there was, we learned in the orange zone that you can indeed move multiple blocks at once if you move one that pushes other blocks. Because these puzzles were completely impossible if that was not something you can do. We got another heart. And we realized we got this set up so that when we are ready, we can power on the outside. However, it only works for a moment, so we're not ready to do that yet, so we're saving it for later. I did notice something as I logged in. See how this is weird and it feels like, oh, you're coming in, you're like a character coming in from the outside or something? No, I think I realized what this is. If this connected, then the outside, the whole outside would be a circuit. And so powering on the outside would do the whole thing all at once and stay there. So notice there's a line here and a line here, which means if we come over here, and we're not ready to do this yet, but we'll get here sometime. If we come over here and we chop these pieces up, which I believe we were going to be doing, then at some point, eventually, we might be able to take one of these pieces, like right here, and bring that out here, up here, and this, notice how this is floor, right? This is not wall, it's floor. So we should be able to bring it up and around and up here, provided we get these gates open, up to here, and then we'll turn the outside into a circuit. So that's a goal for the future. Now I just saw something I want to get rid of right here. That's layer 3 probably. Yep. So we undid this puzzle because we probably messed it up. And what I'm going to do today is continue on in the orange zone. So the orange zone, we learned that we can push multiple blocks at once. So I'm going to put extra blanks. I don't actually have, let's see, one tile. Forgot to open this. Put some of these on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 blocks into layer 2. So we've got these. So what I want to do is clonk them together. Just like, I want one piece of this off. This one right here. Okay, now we can put these 2 together. There we go. They're together. So then what we do is take them, move this one over to here. Now it makes a circuit. They're together. Wait. Oh, duh. They're together, and let's not worry about this. My perfectionism is like, oh no, I gotta move this closer so they're touching. It doesn't matter. Makes a circuit here. Now we take this one on the left, push over this way until, let's see what we're doing, until we're over there. Now we've made a circuit. Yay, we've solved the puzzle. There we go. This is powering on. Go up to there because we don't know how we're gonna have to do it right here. Oh, well, I think this is going to be easy, though, right? Because we put this piece on top, pull all these up to layer 2. There we go. That should be good. A little bit over here, too. I don't have to do that. Come on, what am I doing? I'm silly. Right, so what I want to do now is pull this one up here. I should put the extra blanks in. And I want to pull this one to the left. Now we've got that one. We've got that. So these, ignore this one. These 3 are in place right here. Pick them up and specifically pick this one on the left. They're powered. 1, 2, removes, and we're over here. All right, that's this one solved. Seems we're back to pretty easy puzzles. I guess this makes sense. We could have gone to blue or orange in either order. You know, technically we could solve any puzzle in the game in any order. I say, having started in red, which is of course the best place to start in this game. Okay, immediately this powers together, but we're gonna have to move it up, and I see how to do it. So we know that this is powered on. We take this and go, oh, did I not copy and paste this? There, now it should be on layer 2. Yep. Time for the extra blanks. And you know what, how I'm gonna do this is I'm going to take blanks from elsewhere, like right here, because that's faster. All right, there we go. There's our extra blanks. Bigger blanks. All right. Save a copy. So now we are on layer 2. And now we want to select this block. We move it up and around down here. And that lets us take these blocks. We shove them to the right, keep them together, keep a little gap so they're easy to move separately. And now, again, we take the bottom one and shove everything upward until we get to here. And now we take the bottom one away again. Take these. Shove them left. And lastly, we take the top one and shove them down just to there. All right, and now we are powering away from this puzzle. Oops, deselect. Layer 3. We have our power. Comes over here, bip, bip, bip. So, what do we want to do now? This seems like it's gonna be easy. What we do is we take this one and we move it out. We take this one, we move it in. And then we take this one and we move it right back. Obvious, clear what I'm saying, right? So what ends up happening is this one's in there. Actually, we will need some more extra blanks here. There, there, and there. For when it's saluted. When we have saluted the puzzle. Take this background. I'm gonna turn off the extra blanks so I can see what I'm doing. Now we have this middle one in layer 2 as well. Turn on our extra blanks. All right, so how we solve this is we take the left block, shove the whole thing to the right, turn on the whole power, and then the outer block, we shove everything to the left. There we go. And now we have power continuing through. Guess I'm not very talkative today. Enjoying a nice puzzling evening. What have we got next? We can use these two to take this power over to here. We will have to separate these to move them around here. And while we're moving them, oh, this should, I see. Man, I like this extra blanks layer. Put one there. Put one there. I have 4 in a corner. Not, here I do. Take these 4 and put them over here. Not fitting quite perfectly. Who cares? Good enough. All right, well, it's a Zelda tile floor button. See, it looks a little bit raised. All right, so now it is time to copy all these things. Layer 2. Wait, why does it say layer 6? Is that fine? Is that okay? Okay. My layer 2 has been renamed layer 6. Let's turn it back. Okay, did I get paste? Nope. Alright, so I haven't copied this yet. Alright, So we've got all the blocks on layer 2. So we put on the tiles and now we can see these. Okay, so here's my thought. We want to pull this one down so it makes that circuit there. And we want to move these. Now we have to move them one at a time, but I'm moving them together for the sake of time and showing. We move them one at a time. And then they gain power. We move over here. Now there's power over to here, right? To move these blocks down, we have to do them one at a time. So I pull them one at a time, they've broken their power. So on layer 3, we have temporary power right here. So now we have to get these blocks over here so that we can transfer the power across there, but we have to do it in such a way that there's always at least one circle in here, which means we have to move these blocks one at a time. And I'm layer 2 and move it this way, and I'm going to go a little bit lower so that we're not whatever, put that right exactly. Put this over here and put it exactly right up against that one. So make sure, yep, right up against there. So it's there. And now we have to take this one and pull it down. There. And why do we pull it down here? Because now we have, gotta be pixel perfect. All right, because now we have another circle over here. Layer 3, I'm actually gonna, we have both of these technically, but I'm gonna move this one over here. So we've got power in both of these, which is good because we need to take this one and move it back up. And now we can pull this one over to the other side. Like so. All right, and we have saved the power in here. So we're going to do the exact same thing with the other one. So I'm just going to quickly speed through that. We know we're doing the exact same logic, nothing new, just get this one over here. And join up with there again. So there we are. Now this is connected with power. So we move it over to here. And now we have connected power over here. And what I'm going to do is delete all these just so that it's easier. Deleting is faster than drawing. All right. And just pretend, and what I did was I moved these blocks back. So here we are. Layer 3 power in this circle. On to the next puzzle. All right, well, this one seems pretty simple. We have this. Well, it seems simple, but maybe it's not. Yeah, I think this is pretty simple. So what we do is we move this block, move it up, hide it in this corner. So we take these 4. Let's just draw on layer 4. We take these 4. Okay, deselect. Take these 4 and move them here. So we now have this. And then we take this block and we use it to shove this up to here. Right? And then we take this block and shove it over to here to here. But before we do that, whatever. Whenever we have space, we move this one up to here. And then we shove it down here. All right, so you see the logic. I'm not going to show every movement of the blocks. That would take a long time. But what I'm going to do is move each of these, or copy and paste each of these to their final location. Copy. Paste. That. Oh. No, I'm wrong. That doesn't work. All right. So to change this, we're going to have to rearrange these pieces a little. It should be easy enough. we'll want this to connect here, and we have to switch not each corner. We have to rotate all the pieces clockwise. Yeah. And when we rotate all the pieces clockwise, that will give us this. I'm smart. So then we do that, we attach this, and then we shove them up here with the other block. We shove them this way with that block, move that block out of the way, move this one up here, shove them down here, and then it's done. So now I'm on layer 2, so I'm going to move this one to its final resting place, which is right there. Nope, we shoved it right back. It's fine where it is. Why don't I take these off so it looks more reasonable? The lighting is going to be wrong, of course. Good enough. And the last, we want to select, okay, second to last. The last step will be putting in the extra blanks. This piece ends up here because we pushed everything down. Right, extra blanks time. Gotta find 4 at once in a clump. Yes! In fact, I'll just do this. Copy, paste. There we go. All right, awesome. And that's, oh. Okay, well, we know how to shove this around, so we've actually shoved it up here. Right, so that's the great thing about playing a game in your head, is you don't actually have to go through the moves of doing something else. It's yeah, and then this is here, so we undo everything. We rearrange these, and we shove these up here so that it gets up to here, and we have power going up through here, right? Because this shape will not fit up here. We have to put them in the original configuration. All right, so now this should be simple enough. This will become unpowered. We have to arrange these blocks in such a way that this ending matches up with there, and we create a circle, and all these blocks inside pile up so that everything gets pushed. How can we do that? All right, well, it's very easy. We can rearrange these however we want, so let's just take them and rearrange them. We obviously want this one to be here because that ends up with there. And then that means we want these two to be here and there. Okay, I think I want to put my extra blanks in there. All right, those are extra blanks. So now when we move these tiles, they'll make sense. Okay, so what I'm thinking is we'll leave this one here. Need to be pixel perfect because it'll mess stuff up if we're not. Move this up here. And then we want to take this one. Well, first we want to move this one up there. Instead of highlighted this one, we'll put this in its end place. Right there. And then before we did that, we moved this one. Move this one up here. All right. That is our configuration. Because now that we have that, when we move the whole thing, it will push all the blocks. The outer one pushes the 1, which pushes the 3, which pushes the others, which push the top layer. And so we get to go up here and collect our power. And then this one turns off. And this is a power source, so we'll leave it as it is. And this power source is on. Let's not forget what we did over here. And this color is a dark orange, so we give it a dark orange. Hee hee hee. Last time we got a blue, this time we got an orange. And we're going to continue into this zone because why not, I guess. Looks like just extra bonus puzzles. Oh, will this give us a power source for the outside? Okay, maybe there's multiple sources of power source for the outside. Anyway, let's draw our power here. That's good enough. My instinct wants to redraw some of those to be better on the lines. Oh, I think at this point we can go a little bit faster. So here we got. I think we're good with this. I'm not gonna draw that because it's gonna end up not being there. So move this up here. Make sure that's on layer 3. I was worried I drew it on the background. Pull this down here, and when it's down here, this lights up and it opens the gate. Then we go here and it closes the gate, and we go here and it closes the gate, but we go here and it opens the gate, and we go here and the gate is still open, and we go here and the gate is still open, and then we go here and the gate is still open, and we go down here and the gate... Oh, we leave it here. We leave it right here because we can go down and for a moment it'll be lit up, but then it'll be closed again. And then if we try to move again, we will lose our blocks. So, yeah, this is another one-time turn on. One-time blink. We might have to use all of them. So here's what I'm thinking. We've got 4 blocks up here that each need to be turned on. They cannot connect to each other. So, every location, let's look. We've got one here. We've got one here. That's 2 locations. Now, how many other locations do we have? We've got one here. We've got one here. We've got one here. Well, one of these is going to be permanent, right? One of them is going to be permanent. This might actually be permanent. Yeah, we might actually be able to get a permanent source up here. But one of these is going to be permanent. The rest are going to be temporary. And the temporary ones, each one will turn on one of these. And we'll get to slot it down into here, so this power gets to go over to here. We have to put all those in before we move this one, because this will turn... Moving this will close that gate. But if all these are open, they're open eternally. We go up here and that opens this gate. So, yeah, this gate will be open, and when this gate is open, it then powers the dark floor all around here. And presumably, we can bring tiles up here, maybe slot one in here, and turn this into a big power source. We'll see, we'll see. We're not there yet. For now, we're going to leave this here. And I'm going to draw the power that we have. All right. All right. That is not quite the orange zone because I want to do this puzzle too. What is this puzzle gonna be? Can we make circles out of this? This looks pretty crazy. What are we gonna do? This also looks really hard to manipulate. I think what we want to do is I'm going to draw this on layer 4. We want to put these 2 over here so we've got this. Right? But we want to do that with this whole thing over here. So then we get power in here. Well, it doesn't have to be there. It has to be somewhere. The question is, how do we carry the power around this room? And of course, this part up here is broken. Looks like a capacitor. How do we get it around this room? Okay, I'm wrong with this. We want it to be up here. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, it does make a circuit. Okay, yeah. We want it to be up here so that we have the whole circuit outer. And then we put this over here. And then we shove it downward. Does that work? Yeah. we shove the whole thing downward so that we have, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That our circuit becomes this. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, it is 6. Okay. All right, so that's where we are. So now we have this circle right here. So we can now move our inside pieces over to here. And we've got this. And then we shove everything to the right. Delete this, delete this. We now shove everything to the right. Boom, boom. How far do we go? We go this far. Because then we get a power source down here. We have to go all that way to get the power source. This turns off. So now we have power down here. So we move these, and they're down here. Then we move it all upwards. All right, we could do this because if the inside ones are here and we move the outer one, it pushes the inner ones. We move this up here. And then we have the whole circuit is, I'm going to draw it in blue actually. Now the circuit goes here and around. All right, there's a circuit, so it still counts. So we take these pieces and move them to the right side. Now I've got a circle over there. We shove everything to the left. Now we've got a circle over here. We move these pieces back down here. And we take it all and move it upward. Up to there. This is gone. Now we've got our circle over here. Same logic. We shove it over here. We shove it down. And then we shove it this way. So, we'll draw how it ends up. Copy, paste. That ends up over here. Imagine it fits nicely. These inner pieces are over here. Good enough. All right, so let's see if we can find enough blank spaces to cover all that up. That ought to be enough. Good enough. Here's our power source. And again, it just feels satisfying to draw all of the lines in. And we have powered up the spot. Yay! Achievement unlocked. Do the extra puzzle in the orange zone. Description, do the extra puzzle in the orange zone. All right, guys, look what we did. Look what we did. We've gotten green, yellow, green, blue, orange. We've gotten all of these. So I think it's time that we go into the red zone. Red or purple? Well, red probably, that's where the power goes. This, I think, is going to be a late zone because of these things. I think it would be fine to... You know what? I mean, I don't have to go like reset the game progress or anything if I do these things. So let's take these, copy each of these into the... Copy all these into the layer 2. There we go, good enough. And put some extra blanks in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we've set this part up. it's going to bother me. But in our layer 2, we can now grab one of these, put it up here. It's ready. And this does go all the way around the outside. So now it's time to take this, shove downward, pause, and now that powers the whole outside. We come over here. This is now powered on. This is powered on. All right, I wish I could move it in 2 layers at the same time, but I guess I'll move them 1 layer at a time. And unpause. About that much of it gets dragged down here. And the rest of it is now permanently turned off. That one has been used. So now, our layer 2, we move this, right into there, right up to there, and then I'll delete a little bit from the bottom. There we are. There's a piece, and this, of course, no longer exists there. It is down here. This one is open, which means this goes to here. Wahaha. All right, now we do it for another one. Same thing, up to here. This spot right here. We take our stuff, shove it upward, pause. The outside is open. This one turns on. Unpause. Slides up to here. And this power source is now off and unusable. This one, meanwhile, is on. So we pull it down here. Place it right down here. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this one, because that will fit much nicer. And for layer 3, why not just copy and paste this, because it's the same pattern. Yeah! And again, why not just copy and paste this, because it's the same pattern. Yeah! Okay, that's 2 out of 4. We've got 2 more that we have to deal with. 2 more we have to find somewhere in the world. So, let us continue on into the red zone. Power comes this way through a few purples up to the red. We move the red source around. It opens this and power goes through to this one. So next, to solve this puzzle, we can only open one of these at a time, quite obviously. So if we open this one, nothing happens because we can't do anything down here. If we open this one, then this power source can go up here. So I'm going to copy and paste this block. I shouldn't worry about getting it pixel perfect, but I am a bit of a perfectionist. And it's going up here for now. And we want one of these on the extra blanks. Make it a little taller in both directions so it fills the whole tile. Okay, layer 3. We've got power going through here, up to here. This is open. So what we do is we paste another extra blank right here, and then copy and paste that on layer 2. And now we pull this up here, up to that spot. Yay! And we've got power going to this one. This is going to require a lot of changing, isn't it? So I don't know what my goal is right now, but until we find something where we can do multiple ideas. Okay, so this is pretty nice. So what we do is we would take this block and we put it here underneath that gate. Go here and here. Save progress, because we always want to save progress. And then what we do is we take this and on layer 2, off, on. So now this tile has been split in twain. I'm gonna pull just a couple of things out of the middle to split that. All right, and this source doesn't have to stay there. Move this over and up, and this one over and up, and now we've got connected to power here. Power is all around here. Awesome. And then we'll leave this as it is because that's fine. Draw the circuit. This gate is now open. We can close it whenever we want by moving either of these tiles, and then we can open it again by moving it back. So this gate's open. This gate is open. We can swap it to the other one by moving this tile down. It looks like we might want to open this gate next. I looked at this immediately at first and I didn't see what to do, but it looks like once we get control of these two gates, we can move this thing in and out and then move the little pieces all around. Yeah, I think that looks like it's what we want to do. We just move it in and out and move all the pieces all around until this piece is all by itself. Where to next? Up here, I guess. I'll leave that there for now. We're not using this block. This will turn off eventually and we won't need it. So honestly, I'll just turn it off now. So there's no reason to keep it. Now this block. This one we gotta chop up a little bit. Oh, this is easy. Okay, so we an awkward one to copy and paste. Copy, layer 2, paste. Not yet. So now we take this one and we go up here and now we use it to shove everything upward. Shove. So we're now learning a new rule, is that the gate only updates at the end of the turn. So we've shoved this up here. Ah, that's significant. So we can only chop the blocks into full block pieces, not like half block pieces or partial block pieces. All right, so the gate is down now. And so this one is split. And that's fine. We could open the gate again if we want, but I don't want to. I don't need to. You know what? Actually, I will, and here's why. Because that makes it easier to edit quickly. And then this one goes down here. Wait. Or we might want to switch these. Can we switch these? Yeah, we can switch these, I think. Yeah. So which one do we want? Yeah, we can switch them. So which one do we want first? Actually, we just want to power them both. We want to solve them both right now because that will give us... So this time the power goes through here and it gives us this ring. And we'll fix that in a sec. So now what we do is we take this, left, up, and now we shove the whole thing up again with just this. Shove up. Now the gate is closed. However, if we move this to the left, the gate opens again. Yay! And so now we can take this piece and slide it through here down to here, which turns on this ring. Yay! And it looks awful, but I'm not going to erase and restart. This gets powered up. The gate is powered on. And we need some blank tiles for that one. There we go. All right, awesome. So in layer 3, we've now got the power going this way, connecting to there. We've got the power here, coming down here, which is not necessary, of course. But I like to light it all up. And this power goes over here, up to there. And we can't do anything over here yet because we need this gate to be up. Yeah. If the gate is up, then down, it can chop these, and then up again, we can rearrange them so that instead of this circle, we have a circuit that continues through. I saw this up here and I got distracted. Okay. This is odd. I think this, we just leave it as it is. Right? Oh, no. I see what to do. This is open. Maybe I don't see what to do. So this is permanently on. And this is also a circle. We may have to turn this off and reset this to try it again. Because this is lit up. But now there's no way to turn it off. Oh no, there is. There is. There is. Okay. So now we can take our friend over here and move them up and around over to here somewhere. We'll leave them there for fun. Oh, this puzzle makes me glad that I'm not doing this in an actual game. Because we want to chop this. If we want to start chopping vertically, we have to go but if we're just showing what we would do, then it is much, much easier. According to these controls over here, you click to highlight it, then you tap an arrow key to move it one tile. That's a lot of tiles to move. I wonder if the developer actually made this game in an engine to test it. Or if they just drew it. Alright, we leave that there for now. So now we are on to our next segment. Oh, what I'm gonna do, I actually need another extra blank. Just notice that. Here we go. That spot's blank. And now what we need to do is we need to operate this. So what we do is we start by moving our block. And I'm not gonna worry about the extra blanks on this one because those blocks will just go right back to where they were. Oop, oop. Copy, paste, pull that down here, and then we have to close this gate, which means we have to block both of these paths because this power source is keeping it powered. So the way we do that is copy this, shove it over here, copy this, shove it down here, block that off. Alright, so this is now blocked. On our layer 2, we take this one and we shove it up there to block this. That smashes this down here, which means we now have a split block. Well, then we want the gate to be open again because we want them to be able to move freely. So we take this and we move it again. Let's move it right there. So now this gate is open again, and we can now shuffle these pieces around until they are in place. It's going to be a little awkward. There we go. Now these two are in place. Yay! That's one more puzzle down. And I know so much more about this game than I did when I first jumped into the red section. Okay, next one. So we're gonna have to chop this one in two parts. So what I'm actually gonna do is copy this twice. All right, that's a little awkward, but it gives me a full block instead of the parts that are hidden by the gates. All right, so what we do is we go up here and put it there. And then we move this block to the left and chop the bottom part. So then we move it down here. And we move this block over this ring, chop the top part. So now we got two blocks. And we move it here, and we move it here. This extra blanks layer is just so convenient. I can get a diagonal here. Let's just pull the whole thing out. There we go. Even though there's a little red corner over there, it doesn't matter. All right, there's our puzzle solved. And we are flying through this today. That's the wrong layer. All right, so that is now open. Oh, geez. I'm just thinking of, in addition to moving this piece around here, always on the wrong layer. In addition to moving this piece around here, you have to stop here, shove this one down here, then go here, stop here, shove this one up here. All right, well, now we've gotten over here and we have this open. So, in the interest of saving interest, this whole thing, I'm just going to describe what happens. This whole thing gets shoved to the right, and then we move this to chop off its toe, which means this part now goes up in the corner somewhere. And we copy this and put this on the extra blanks. And in fact, we do that twice more. Not going to worry about that. Not going to worry about that. Okay. All right. So now we have 3 pieces cut out here. All right. We've chopped off those 3 pieces. Now we want to work on opening these gates so we can get this piece around to the other side. Let's just put it all the way back to where we can. We know we could solve this easily, so we'll just shove this down here. And now is waiting patiently for this gate and this gate to open. And soon we will deliver power from here to one more location. Oh, this is in fact a giant circuit here. So if we were to move this, we would get this source here, then move it away, this big loop would still count, according to my understanding of the rules. All right. So now we go to, okay, so this one over here reinforces the idea that the gate does not trigger until a turn is over. Yeah, because that's the only way, unless we can get a source block out here somehow. That'd be kind of crazy because they could get through here, and I guess it's not that crazy. We don't get any source blocks out here, do we? Nah. I will not. I just kind of assume. Well, the one on the left is easy. We'll just do the one on the left. I mean, it looks like we should just be able to shove this block up, and then it'll power here. But that also seems like it'll chop this down when we're in between swipes and turn off this power. So the only way I could think of to solve that is to move this up and then find another block somewhere around here. Let's see, where are the edges? It goes around here, nothing around here, nothing around here. So in the red zone, there is literally no block, no power block that could come and resurge this. Now, the rest of the world is big. So, I mean, this one, these can't get out of here. So blue is out of the picture. Are there any in orange? Orange doesn't have any open puzzles, I think. And no floating blocks. What about not yellow? Or not this part of yellow. No open puzzles, no floating blocks. I probably would have noticed it and remarked on it earlier. Yeah, no open puzzles, no floating blocks. So, as far as I can tell, there is literally no way to power this from the outside if the gate is closed. So I think this is reinforcing the idea that the gate does not trigger or change states until the move is completed. Right. So unless we discover otherwise, we'll treat it as if that is the case. Gotta stop doing that. Copy, paste, pull it down here. It's down there. And now we have a nice full circuit. Got it going here. So now this block is taking the power from here around here. I'm not going to cut that out. I'm going to do stuff to save time. I'm going to be sloppy to save time. So because the circuit goes from here to there, we can now move this block without turning anything off. Up, up. And it is indeed still powered. Power goes up. Opens this gate. So we're going to assume that what I said with this is true. And push this up here. Oh, that looks awful. But whatever. And get this power. If we have reason to doubt, we'll come back and redo this one. So far, the game seems to be teaching us the rule that the gate does not update until the turn is done. But the power can update in the middle of turns. So we can use the blocks to slide across broken spots and trigger that power. Alright, so almost there. Almost ready to chop open this. So we have to now open 2 more gates. We'll do this one. This might actually be correct. Oh no, this one is more complicated than I thought before. So what about this one? All right, that seems to be where it starts. So we want to move this one up here without ever breaking the circuit. So what we do is, now the circuit is complete, and this reinforces the idea that the gate doesn't update until the turn is done, because if it did, then we would go here and it would turn off the power, the gate would close, it would be off. We go here, 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 and now what? Oh, here, because we don't need the power to be going up here yet, and here, and the gate has remained powered the whole time. So then up, up, and there we go. Zoom, 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 zoom. That gate is open. Hooray! Now for this one, this is going to be a bit fun. Layer 2. But now, we can't move all of them at once because they don't shove each other. I'm actually going to take the source tile onto its own layer. There's our layer 6. So what we got to do is we got to go up, and it does turn off and on the power again, but the gate only updates when it's done. So layer 2. Maybe I chose the wrong spot. Wrong direction to highlight. Alright, layer 2 goes up like that. Get some extra, yeah. Now the source goes up here. Now these 2 go up here. Now the source goes up here. Now these 2 go up here. Now the source goes up here. Now these 2, whoops. Nope, that's no good. What do I want to do? I only need this one to go up. Yeah, now is where the puzzle comes. Because how do I get the source and this one of these elbows up here? I need both. Yeah, this would be a conundrum. So I got the source up there. Oh, here we go. Move the source up here. Now the gate closes. But that's okay, because I moved the source here. Now I can get whichever one of these up here I want. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. And I could pull the other. You know what? Yeah. Never mind. I just put this one back where it started. Make things easy. Move this one here, and we've solved it. Yay! All right. Save that progress. Now this is another puzzle solved. Alright, now our layer 3, this is now turned off. And that, as I say, is that. We've got power here now. Which means now we can take both of these tiles, shove that over here, shove over here, put a couple blanks in their places, and then just because of my own sanity, we won't use too much time. Layer 3, the power continues. All right. Now this gate is open, and we can easily open and close it by pulling these blocks left and right. So, again, we take our power source block. We go over here, we do some choppy choppies, and this block gets chopped up. Then we take this one over here, we do more choppies, and we take it over here, we do more choppies, and now this block is entirely erased. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do it the quick way. 1, 2, 5. And now for our blank tiles. Oh, not on layer 2. All right, cool. And last step, pull this one out. Dip, dip, dip. Actually, it's right here. Or it's out of the way. Technically, we could have left one of these over here, but whatever. All right, and then one more blank in the extra blanks. All right. We have solved this puzzle. And now, the fun part. We get to draw all of the power that comes from here. And because the game is artistic, it goes the other way too. So now this circle, which twists on itself, is still a circle, still one circle. And so this power is permanent. Regardless of what we do with any of this stuff over here, this power is now permanent. So it goes a couple directions. Up here to this one, which will teach us something? Question mark? Oh, no, I see. All right. This is another of our outside triggers. Ahaha. We'll get to that in a sec. I know it's off the line. I gotta stop caring about that. We've already solved this one, and I believe we've solved it correctly. Man, we're filling out this board, guys. We're filling it out. Over to here, and we, I don't know if I solved this one right, so we're going to layer 2 and deleting that stuff. Probably solved it right. Actually, yeah, we'll say we solved it right. Because what I can do is I can take this block, shove it right here to close the gate, and then we could move it back, or we could just leave it there and it won't matter, because all we need is for this piece to be a 1. So then we take this piece and move it down here. We're rocking through this zone. All right, and that has given us power into the purple zone, which I'm going to save for next time. For one last thing from this zone, we are going to... So, is this one ready? Yeah. We're going to put this here, and we are going to come down here, move this one here. That opens the gate, and we go down here, and it chops it. There we go. That one is chopped in twain. And just because I'm bothered by this. There we go. Good enough. Okay. So where's our power? It is here. But it doesn't get through the gate. And for a very brief moment, it powered up the edge and gave us this one, which is now fully powered. So we shall pull this down here, over here, into here. Right, I like to copy and paste these. And that is one more of these that is ready. next time, so before next time, we're going to move this piece up to here so that it's ready and waiting. And next time, presumably, we will get it in the purple zone. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this means, but it looks like we're going to get one more of these open. And then probably from this zone, we'll find a way to power it on permanently. Yeah, from over here. From over here, we'll find a way to power on the outside permanently. Anyway, let's just take one last look here. Yep, I solved this one correctly. Solve this one correctly. So that we can go up and down, chop these, and solve this one correctly. Alright. Alright, guys, we finished up the orange, and we did the red all today. Next time, maybe the end. It may be the end as we go into purple to learn the last of the rules, and then we go up here into what looks to be the final zone. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, and I will see you next time. Bye!